Hello and welcome to the Sat on My Butt channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ancestry DNA Kit. Yeah, in about 2009 I started looking into my ancestry. I was given from my mother a worldwide membership to explore it was mainly my paternal ancestry, as I really did not have a clue. Not an absolute clue what was going on there. But obviously I researched both lines and it's been interesting and I've made discoveries. And it's kind of like, complete. Yeah, that's me. We all like to know where we've come from. And for quite a while I've wanted to do the Ancestry DNA test. And this year my wife got me one as an early birthday present. Early, but it's gone. Now then, you can get these from ancestry.co.uk. They are £79 plus shipping, and then it's extra if you want to put traits on. And by traits I mean it says, well, from your DNA, you're more likely to be a smoker, you're more likely to be this, you're more likely, it told me I was going to be fat, rude. But I went for the basic one. DNA. And so it turns up like that. Now, once you get it, you open up the box. It says, I didn't pre-plan this because I sellotaped it closed again. Open up the box. And there's the instructions, and inside, I can't hold it up because they've done it in a lovely green colour. And I'm using a green screen and it will just disappear. But look, you get one of them, you get a little a vial in there, you get a box for returning the sample once you've done it, and you get a plastic bag to put the tube in once you're done. So what you do is, it's not great, it's not nice, but it's not the worst thing. So I brush my teeth, I rinse my mouth out thoroughly with water, and you wait half an hour. You don't drink or eat anything, you don't put anything in your mouth, because you want pure you DNA. You don't want to be chewing beef burger and it comes back that your mother was Betsy, the cow from the field up the road. It's got to be pure DNA, you DNA. And so after half an hour, there's a line on the tube, and you start spitting. Does that sound unpleasant? But it's only you in the room. And you fill it up to the line, not including the bubbles, so actual fluid up to the line. You then take off the little funnel bit on the top and you screw on the cap that has got some of the old solution that I think stabilises it. I'm not a scientist, I haven't got a clue, it's blue. That's what I'm going to tell you, it's blue. And you give it a shake for 5 seconds, you pop it in the bag, you pop it in the box, and you pop it in the post box. And you register on Ancestry DNA. This is the kit number that I've used, and you say if it's for you. So for me, yes, it's me, and I pointed out who on the tree is me. That's me. So if you bought it for another family member, you could then register it on your site and say this is them on the family tree. And you wait. And it is quite a wait, but this is quite a process. I believe the package came from Belgium, so it took a while to get here. And then when you post it off, it goes off to Ireland. And it gives you updates. So, we've received your DNA test, it's in the lab for extraction. We've now got your DNA extracted. We're now analysing it, and it gives you the whole thing. And then eventually you get an email. And that's a bit exciting. And I'm like, what am I going to find out? And so this is me there. That is my genetic DNA. That's my DNA. It's fascinating. You do this from home. This just blows my mind that nowadays we can just do this, spit in the tube, and they send all this info back. So it gives me a breakdown of where my ancestors were from. And they look at this through 1,800 plus regions tested. So somebody's definitely from here. They test them and you get an idea of where everybody's from, and they link you in with it. And then it gives you a paternal and a maternal breakdown. So I can see, yes, I'm 28% European Jew, and I get that from my father's side. No Jewish ancestry on my mother's side. And then off goes the dogs, guaranteed, every time I press record. And then it gives you your DNA matches, and it gives you a list and a map. And this is when it got really interesting. Just ignore the dog. I'm looking at the map, and I'm clicking, oh yeah, that's a distant relative, or that's a distant relative in America, or some in Australia, distance, one in Tel Aviv, distant relative. New Zealand, click close relative. What? No, I've got a cousin there, but I know he hasn't done this, and I know my cousin was adopted at birth, so it's not him in New Zealand. Now, the way the Ancestry puts this out there as they know they're closely related by so many removals, but they don't know what the relative is. Luckily, my Uncle Brian was on there. He'd spat in the tube and sent it off, and it said first cousin. But no, I know, that's my uncle. So I click on this person in New Zealand, Janet, it says, and it shows you their tree, if indeed they've made that public. And there is the link, there's my father, Ernest Harold Greenberg. But it doesn't show living relatives, if people haven't shown that. So I'm like, oh, and I message and I say, I see you've got Ernest Harold Greenberg in your family tree. He's my father. And it wasn't like it's got the power of the old www. It wasn't long I got a message back. Oh, he's your father? He's my father. I was adopted at birth. That night going to bed, my wife said, happy birthday, I got you a sister for your birthday. Listen, I got a sister. I didn't know about an older sister, 3 years older than me. I grew up as an only child. I now have 4 sisters, by the way. 3 I knew about, half sisters. And so I've hooked up with Janet. All she knew is this was her birth mother. She'd met up with her, got all that info. Ernie Greenberg was her father, and I've been able to say to her, look, I've looked into all this ancestry. So I filled her in. Unfortunately, she didn't have anything to give back because she didn't know. But when you link with other people through DNA and it shows you a little, looks like a paw print, boom. And if their trees match, you can say, well, I know we're DNA linked, and so this tree matches to my tree. And then they do something called through lines. Now, your matches in these trees, by the way, when I get Janet, anything that links to you is in green, highlighted in green. But on through lines, go through, there's my parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on. And you scroll through there, and if you hover over that person, it will then come up and say, like, there's 3 or 4 or whatever DNA matches to this person for you. And you can then click on them, and if they've made their tree public, there's the information for you. This person is a DNA link to me. It's not as easy as you get further away. So the person in Tel Aviv, it says they are DNA linked, and I think it's like, it says 4th cousin, and I can find no link at all at this particular moment. I've also found somebody, it was my grandfather's brother's family, who are in America, and I've contacted one of them, Menachem Weinstein. And it's just so fascinating that we are all linked in this way, and you see your relations pop out in DNA, and you will make discoveries that you did not know you had. And the more people that do it, the more links that can be made in. And they keep updating this. This isn't static. This will change as more people do DNA tests, as the tests are put through. You can imagine how much DNA data they've got on their database. And as it scrolls through, like goes through and crawls through this whole system, it will produce more and more links for us. They do deals, £79 plus shipping. I think Donna got mine £59 plus shipping, but paid £1 extra, and I got 3 months of worldwide access to Ancestry and made a lot more discoveries. Go and check them out. I highly, highly recommend doing this. This is, if you're unsure on what to give somebody as a gift and you know that they're really interested in their ancestry, get them a DNA test. Honestly, this will be an incredible present that just keeps on, hopefully, giving and giving. In my case, giving a sister. Go and check them out. Ancestry.co.uk, their DNA test kit. I will see you next time. Take care.